On this week's episode of Warehouse Safety Tips, we're going to be wrapping up our series on respiratory protection and airborne hazards. So stay tuned. Welcome to Warehouse Safety Tips. If you're a seasoned vodcast viewer, this vodcast is going to be different from most that you watch. It's based around exactly what the name implies, Warehouse Safety Tips. And since the people in this industry are busy, we know that time is money, so each episode will be as short and to the point as possible. And now, with all that out of the way, let's get to the vodcast. For this week 4 of 4 on respiratory protection and airborne hazards, we're going to be talking about something that is very important, and that is keep it clean, keep it safe. And what that is going to be 5 tips that are going to help you go through and talk about cleaning, storage, and responsibility when it comes to your respirators. So the very first thing we want to talk about is number 1, and that is clean after every use. So what we are talking about is every single time you use your respirator, you want to make sure that you clean it, go through and clean it with soap and water. You want to avoid chemicals unless the manufacturer specifically says that there's a chemical that needs to be used on your respirator. Make sure that you do use hot soapy water or warm soapy water. You just want to make sure, again, that unless specified, you don't use chemicals because it can break down the seal and the latex and things like that are around to keep a good seal on your respirator. Number 2, you want to make sure that you store it the right way. Don't put it in just anywhere where it's all dusty or can get crushed or whatever the case may be. You want to have it in a dry place away from sunlight, because sunlight, again, is one of those things that can kind of break down the seal. So you want to make sure that you store it correctly. The third thing that you want to look at is replacing the filters. So you want to do this regularly anyway, but a good kind of rule of thumb is if you start to breathe a little harder, or if you're starting to smell things that you wouldn't normally smell, it's probably a good time to get that filter changed, and do it regularly anyway. The fourth thing is you want to make sure that you check your gear. You want to look for things like cracks, dry rot. You want to look for worn straps, things like that. And that brings us to last but certainly not least, number 5, which is take bad equipment out of circulation. So if it's bad, if you see something that is just not right, tag it, report it, and get rid of it, because it's not something you want to take a chance with. As we spoke on our last episode, if you start to notice something, or if you're inhaling something because of a seal or an issue, it might be too late already, and we never want that situation to happen. So don't roll the dice, because you only get one set of lungs, and we want to make sure that you keep those safe and healthy, and that you go home safe to your family. So these are by no means the end-all be-all tips. As you know, always check with your local facility and make sure that you're following the rules of the manufacturer, but these are going to be a great place to start. So next month we'll have next week, we'll have a whole nother month of series for you. But until then, have a great day, stay safe, and here's a word from one of our sponsors.
It's scientifically unexplainable. It's virtually indestructible. And it's taking over the entire planet. But in a really good way. It's Mighty Line floor tape, the most durable floor tape in the world. 7 times thicker than average floor tape. Beveled to endure pounding warehouse traffic. And backed with a super strong peel and stick adhesive, so you'll never have to worry about painting shop floors again. Mighty Line floor tape, the only durable stripe.